Good. So, coats for young people right now in the New York area. I believe you're so involved with that organization. Is that right?
Yes, for a long time. I cut a commercial for the Coat Drive probably 40 years ago. And that got me affiliated with that, the annual Warm Coat Drive. And so, yes, that's been one of the things I've been affiliated with. There are a lot of other charities as well that I enjoy supporting.
I wanted the audience to know you're also involved with the Southampton Hospital. I see you with so many benefits. Where do you think that Good Samaritan? I mean, you could be just on television, but you really go that extra mile.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I just think it's important for everybody to do what they can, and I am involved with the Southampton Hospital. I'm involved with a number of animal charities, certainly the ASPCA and the Animal Rescue Fund of the Hamptons. I think that's quite important, and there are others as well that I think when I have the time, I certainly like to devote some of it to the charitable endeavors.
Let me ask you one that just to let you. We're involved with World Peace. I might have even asked you this in the past.
What? I beg pardon? What was that?
World Peace. We do the World Peace Day, International Day of Peace, September 21st.
Okay,
and I've asked thousands of people, what does peace mean to them? Chuck Scarborough, if you wouldn't mind, what does peace mean to you?
No, that's a deep philosophical question. It's something that we have for as long as humanity's been on this planet. Something we've striven for. Something that remains elusive, sadly, but something that we all hope one day we will achieve by some fashion, that we can end conflict, end hunger, end poverty, and have a more benign planet. The odds of that happening in my lifetime are zero. The odds of it happening in my children's lifetime, I hope, are somewhat better.
All right, I'm going to ask you one last question, if you don't mind. We have a channel for love. What does love mean to you, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, there are so many different things. Love of children, love of animals, love of my wife, being giving and compassionate and understanding and non-judgmental.
Well, you know, in the New York area and other places, you're a living legend, and a lot of people really respect you. So your thoughts really mean a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Before I get started on this introduction, I'd just like to acknowledge all the honorees in the room today. Congratulations to all of you. In particular, three people that I worked very closely with over the years. My dear friend Steve Simmons, Dr. Max Gomez, and David Hyman, that now takes 11 years. David and I go all the way back to San Francisco days. Yeah, I'm getting old. Years are coming up on me. When Chuck asked me to introduce him today, I kind of got Robert De Niro on him. I started looking around like, you talking to me? You want me to do it? I cannot tell you what an honor this is. Chuck, thank you so much. We've all seen the parodies of the Anchorman throughout pop culture over the years. Like the egomaniacal, yet loving Ted Baxter of the Mary Tyler Moore Show. The disgruntled Howard Beale in the 1976 award-winning film Network, whose famous line, "I'm as mad as hell and I'm not going to take this anymore," remains part of the lexicon of generations of newscasters. And in more recent years, there's the hotshot Ron Burgundy of the Anchorman comedies, whose buffoonery constantly gets him into hot water with his coworkers. Whenever anyone at 30 Rock references Chuck or tells a story about him, they immediately get into character and the Chuck Anchorman voice. For some reason, they just have to do it. You know, it's that voice. I'm Chuck Scarborough. I can't do it. I can't do it justice. But it's that voice that we all know, and that the viewers know. And they always see what's on the outside every day when our news anchors tell the stories. But they rarely have a chance to see what's on the inside of these men and women, what goes on behind the scenes. I have had the honor and privilege to stand next to Chuck Scarborough for the last 22 years. So let me tell you some of the things you may not know about him. Don't worry, I'll keep it classy, New York. Chuck Chuck does love, I'm not sitting down. No, it's all good. I don't know about when Sue comes up, but this is all good. It'll be good then. Chuck loves a good joke. I've actually seen him laugh until he cries. Usually it was because it was something Sue said when Sue was sitting next to him during a commercial, or when she would lower his chair 2 seconds before coming back on air from a soundbite. He had to read. And you know, when Chuck really gets tickled, you really know he's tickled because he actually giggles. It's endearing to me. Chuck has a soft spot for animals. He and his wonderful wife, Ellen, have devoted enormous amounts of their own time and energy fundraising for animal shelters and rescue organizations, and have adopted and rescued their very own pets over the years. Chuck never eats sweets, damn you, which shows a lot there, why he's a lot thinner than I am, so disgusting. But I can occasionally tempt him with a McDonald's French fry or two. Yes, he's been in McDonald's with me. He loves to fly. His love of flying was sparked by his father, who was a decorated World War II Army Air Corps veteran. The Distinguished Flying Cross, the medal he supported. Chuck enlisted in the Air Force at 17. He recently told Veteran Advantage in an exclusive interview, quote, "Serving your country will help you the rest of your life." He also said, "At the time, I thought I was serving my country, but in fact, my country was serving me." Chuck joined NBC News in 1974. You can see from his resume in the program, his illustrious career is filled with accolades and honors and 36 Emmy Awards locally, a National Emmy Award, an Edward R. Murrow Award for his coverage of Hurricane Sandy. He's led us through so many storms and so many good times too. He's an author and a proud grad of Southern Miss. He's a grandfather, a loving father, and devoted husband. But what few people have seen, and what I've been able to witness, just standing next to him over the last 22 years, was his commitment to his craft, this community, and his family. I've seen his soft side, his humanity, his cool, calm, and collectedness under pressure. We thank you, Chuck, for your service to country and community. And I want to personally thank you and Sue for welcoming me in 1996 as a young whippersnapper into your NBC family. Who knew, as a teenager about to enter high school in 1974, that I would someday stand next to greatness, to a living legend. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you and congratulate my colleague, my friend, the consummate newsman, our anchorman, Chuck Scarborough.
Yeah.
Well, Janice, thank you very much. That was just delightful. And one of the highlights of my half-century plus in television news is working with you. It's awfully sweet. I'm also quite honored to be honored along with Diane Sawyer. I've always admired her. It's wonderful to be able to join her in this sort of golden magical circle that we have here after 50 years. I'm going to keep this reasonably short because I was on our last occasion in the Gold and Silver Circle. I had the honor of actually presenting 4 candidates to you, and I don't want to say that was long, ran long, but some of the Silver Circle nominees actually achieved Gold Circle status. You know, I never could have imagined when I walked into the door of that little ABC startup station back in 1966 that it was a decision that would propel me around the world and land me in an anchor chair in New York City. And I'd be standing here in this room 52 years later, surrounded by the best of business, being recognized for, if nothing else, survival, staying here in the business for all these years. And I have to thank, first of all, the Academy for the honor. This is quite an honor. It's quite special to be here. The National Broadcasting Company for seeing fit to keep me employed for the last 44 years, which is probably some sort of record, I think, in one station. And letting me work in this magical, maddening, fabulous, complex city in the tri-state area and sending me off on various missions of their choosing in mind. It's been such a wonderful privilege to have this career, something I never could have imagined. And I'm grateful every day to be still working and still part of this community. What we do now has never been more important, and the people in this room do it best. You would not be in this room in this city if you were not the best in the business. Working in this environment, in this arena with you has made me better, and I thank all of you for that. And I urge all of you to continue doing the good work I know you can. I want to thank my wife, who has for many years stayed up for me when we did the 11 o'clock news all those years. She was up, keeping the candle burning, treating me at home in the wee hours. And oddly, now that I'm not doing the 11 anymore, I'm the one saying, honey, it's time to turn the light off. It's been such a pleasure. I'm so glad that I can be here with you. And I accept this honor, and I'm saving some time, actually. I'm keeping this short also because I need a little time later to explain Sue Simmons. So I will see you a bit later. Thank you all very much.